Hey, welcome to LeijaLift, where we podcast before we lift. Yo soy Juan.
Yo soy Victor.
And you can check us out on Facebook, our personal Instagrams, and our podcast. So you are listening to us now, and we will now be adding the podcast on the YouTube channel too, para que no se agüiten, para que nos escuchen más. And so we'll go ahead and start off with the lifting that you've been doing lately. I don't know, ¿qué andas levantando? 10, 15 pounds at the gym?
Yeah, I graduated from the 7.5s. No, right now still doing the, I guess, strength approach to it. I feel like that works best for me. I might feel, I guess, a little bit less on the actual pump depending on how it is. But I feel like the 8 rep range or so is what works best for my body. I have those long, thin muscles, so I need to have a heavier stress load on my muscles in order for them to, I guess, get the same results as other people would.
In other words, he's not as big as I am,
but I'm heavier.
And what he could do is just watch some LeijaLift videos for motivation on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube.
That's exactly what I could do. I think I actually weigh more than you at this point.
Probably.
And I might even have more lean muscle mass,
Maybe.
But my size is just not there.
Yeah, I'm just gifted.
Size and strength.
In
both.
Life, really. Life gifted
both
me
size
with
and strength
all
is
these
just not up there because I know you're stronger than me.
Now you know that. Ted, what'd you say?
You're stronger than me.
What'd you say? I didn't hear
it. You're stronger than me.
Okay.
I mean, it might be by a little bit, but you're there. You know, you used to be a football player.
Okay.
You know, that's a different comparison.
Okay.
But you have more strength and size, but I have more muscle mass and weight. So there's definitely something to that. And my body type is just not maybe, I guess, on that level. So I need to have that heavier stress load. Possibly 2 to 3 less reps with a heavier or a higher percentage of my max. In order for me to get those similar, if not better results.
Going a little bro science on us.
A little bit.
You preach. Onta la casa de las ganancias de bro science.
Aquí está.
But with those, what you mentioned earlier, I guess you said, quote unquote, the long thinner muscles that you said you had. But if you were to do a bodybuilding show, I think that would look better, like aesthetically.
I mean, it could. I guess it's different from having that mesomo.
I've never done. Yeah, I don't know what it takes to be a bodybuilder because I've never done it. But aesthetic wise, like if you have a full muscle, less tendon, more of that muscle belly covering the whatever you want to call it, the insertion to origin point of the muscle to tendon, it will probably be more aesthetically pleasing.
I mean, it could be, but it's definitely also going to take me a lot longer to reach that point than it would reach somebody else that maybe didn't have as long and lanky as a muscle or body type as I did.
Okay. But the point is that I'm stronger and bigger. Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're going. That's the only thing we took away from the entire spiel.
No, you heard it from him, not from me, so. All right. So have you done anything different with the lifting?
I've tried actually finally... I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just wasn't really trying or feeling like trying the sumo deadlifts, but I finally gave them a try this week, and they felt pretty good. The first time I did them, I think was Monday, and I tried them out, and I got to about maybe like the 250 range, and I just to give it a try, and I kind of stopped there. Now Wednesday, when I went back to it, just for the sake of, I guess, testing it out and seeing what felt better, it definitely takes a lot of stress off my back. Obviously, you have more legs in there, but it feels better for me. I don't know that I'm gonna start doing that over conventionals, but I did get to like 360 pretty comfortably, so I may have more strength there because my legs obviously cover 60% of your muscle mass. Might be a better help there, but I really like that it takes the stress off my back.
Well, don't say obviously, because obviously we don't know that it takes up 60% of your body mass. Ay, muy chingón. Yo sí sé eso, todos saben también.
I mean, I feel like you should.
Pero puedes levantar, what's it called, the more weight off the ground because you have shorter range to cover, ¿verdad?
Shorter range, usando las piernas, using your legs to, I guess, as opposed to having more of that back in it. You're still using your back, but you're, I guess...
A lo mejor no lo estás levantando como debes, por eso te duele la pinche espalda.
No,
Ahorita te enseño.
It's more to my left side when they did that whole spinal tap when I was in the hospital, and that's really the side that hurts more.
Excuses. Okay.
But it takes the sumo will take a lot of stress off of that, and it felt good. I didn't have that nagging pain, if you will, lingering there after I was done. So I definitely like that about it. I might just see if maybe I'm better.
Yeah.
Stronger in sumos.
Do you have your those grips for lifting or no?
The Versa grips?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, take them to the gym later. I'm gonna show you how to do a traditional deadlift. Okay.
I've been doing traditional deadlifts.
Okay, well, don't enseñar.
All of my deadlifts until this week were traditionals.
Hey, take it from the guy that's bigger and stronger. Okay.
Sometimes you're just bigger and stronger, and you're just gifted. Doesn't mean you know science.
That's right. Or the degree doesn't
or the degree, yeah.
Yeah.
The degree. Physical therapists definitely don't know anything about the anatomical science structure.
Puro pinche, ¿cómo se dice? Snake oil.
Yeah, don't those guys, like, I don't know, handle my taxes or some shit like
Mira,
that?
me das un huevo y te barro con eso primero.
Pinche curandero.
Le llamo a la vecina, te hacemos una colita de rama, rezamos y en la mañana vamos a ver quién te dio ojo.
Se te olvidó el té de la hierbabuena.
También de manzanita.
What was the other one? What do you call it?
El Vicks y 7-Up.
El Vicks. The salt crackers in 7, that's right. But what was that thing? Sábila?
Sábila también.
Sábila te la pone de volada.
Eso es lo que te duela. El Vicks, o si no sirve el Vicks o la sábila.
Todo.
Y si no funciona la sábila ya.
Ya te chingaste.
No sé qué te va a pasar.
Dios no te puede dar.
No, hombre.
So, what about you? What have you been doing or have been trying?
I lost like 5 pounds and then I gained like 6 pounds. So.
And how does that happen over the course of 2 weeks?
Eating donuts, pizza, burgers, pizza.
But if you're tracking macros, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's
I need to though. I had a text ready to send you earlier this week, and I was gonna tell you make me a macro plan, but then I erased it.
Why?
I don't know why, but I had the text ready to send you, and I erased it after that.
See,
but
you're bigger and stronger, but you just didn't want to admit that
I've done it.
My knowledge and
I've done it. I can
smarter.
show you. I have my results. Todavía tengo fotos de. Actually, no, I don't. I don't have those pictures, but I had pictures of my results where I lost like 17 pounds in what was it, 4 months or so. I went from like 202 to 185, and I was really lean, but I also did it too fast because I was at like 1,600 calories a day.
Oh yeah, no, that's way. Me, when I'm losing, I'm cutting. I'm at like 2,200, 2,300.
I got desperate. That's why I was like, "Oh, I'm seeing results."
I mean, it'll work, but
yeah, it'll damn right it'll work.
But
I show you the results.
But it's definitely less sustainable, and that might be why you just gain that weight right back.
Hey,
just as fast as you lose
my weight like that.
Just as fast as you lose it is as fast as you'll gain it.
Yeah. No, so, but this was like 5 years ago that I did this, or 4.5. I did lose it, but I lost a lot of muscle mass in the process.
Yeah.
The fat, I lost a lot of fat, but the aesthetics were a lot better. I couldn't maintain the muscle mass that I wanted, so
yeah, I
stopped. And
the more aggressive you are with the whole caloric deficit, the more likely you're going to lose a lot of that muscle mass. So slow and steady, it really wins the race in this one, because the slower you go down, sure, you may only lose 1 pound of body fat, but if you get to maintain your strength, maintain your size, then that's a win-win, as opposed to losing 10 pounds but losing it all.
Yeah. Oh well.
But I'll get that for you today or tomorrow.
Cuando sea, pero dame un pinche meal plan. I can figure. Yo puedo comprar la comida. Don't worry about that. I'll figure out the food, but just do the macro settings, and I'll put in my own foods to match the macros.
Yeah, no, that's the route that I like to take, because if on a restrictive diet and you try, I guess it's really the try too hard, but then when you get a chance to eat something that you haven't had, let's say you completely cut out pizza for 2 months, and then the chance you get to eat pizza, you overeat it, and you probably gain 3 times the weight you normally would because you're not tracking it at that point.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go macros over restrictive dieting.
Okay. Se cree el experto acá.
Yep.
He's wearing a shirt saying the original hipster with Steve Urkel on it.
Oh, it's the wrong shirt.
I think next time we can do a video record so we can throw that up as with the podcast next time.
Yeah. Well, I also have a shirt that says "Do you even science?" so we can use that one too.
Do you miss?
Do you even science?
Do you even science?
Do you even science?
How are you gonna wear 2 shirts at one time?
I won't wear it for that one. I'll wear it for a different one, or
okay.
maybe I can just change. And it was like, we record 2 videos in once.
You know what? This is the original hipster trying to change out the clothing for the videos.
I mean, I have my Clubmaster Ray-Bans that I can probably throw in there, and and my Gil's fried chicken hat cap backwards.
That'll work too.
Nobody sees that.
Throw it on.
Yeah.
Bueno, going into the Spurs now, so I'm sure everyone knows by now, any real fan anyways, that Kawhi got traded finally with the to the Raptors. Unfortunately, it was with the loss of Danny Green too, but I guess Victor, our fan-alist, and his fan-alysis of basketball, since he's a former JV basketball player, high school player, he'll give us his take on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of happy with it. Kind of sad to see Danny Green go, but I guess with what we have right now, it seems like a more offensive approach.
You play too, or what? I didn't know you played for the Spurs.
With the
hey, what's your number? Can I get your autograph?
December 14 now.
Can I get your number?
With the approach that the Spurs have right now, it seems like a more offensive approach, which I guess Danny Green was a 3-point shooter, but with the addition of DeMar DeRozan, I think that's the way we're going with, because obviously we don't have a lot of defense left. Kawhi and Danny Green, probably your 2 best defensive players, are gone, so I think we're going to go for a more offensive approach, and which means that we're going to test those young legs, because they're going to be a lot of running up and down that court.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a lot of young players, which is good. Another good thing is that there's a lot of 3-point shooters on the team too.
Yeah.
Or a lot of guys that they trust with the 3. And I also keep up with DeJounte Murray's Instagram, and he was practicing some 3s also.
Yeah, that's the one aspect of his game that I feel he needs to get better at.
Well, that and free throws, no?
Well, shooting in general, shooting as a whole, I think is really his weak point.
His defense has been proven with his, second team defensive player of the year, second year, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. We lost, obviously, defense with Kawhi and Danny, as I said, but we gained some offense with DeMar DeRozan. His 3-pointer is not that great.
You don't need it.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
I think he has the best both mid-range.
Paul Gasol's got his back.
Oh, Paul Gasol, yeah, but Paul Gasol's like 83 along.
It's all right. He comes off of the crutches.
But I think he has the best mid-range jumper and post game of any guard in the league. So I think that's kind of in our benefit, because we have Aldridge, who also has that post game.
In the league.
Yeah. Guard of any guard. Post game and mid-range jumper in the league. Yeah, because most guys are either driving kick. They can handle the ball very well, or they can shoot 3s, but not a lot of mid-range is done these days, because statistically proven, it's the least, makeable shot, because everybody's kind of crowded in that center or mid-range, and everybody kind of has help defense there, as opposed to when you're on the 3-point line, there's one-on-one, or you're wide open. So for that reason, but I think DeMar DeRozan has that best jumper that he can make those difficult shots, and definitely post-game in the league. For any guard in particular.
Y para el rebound, pues tiene Aldridge y Gasol.
Gasol.
But your starting 5, ¿quién va a empezar la temporada? ¿Quién va a salir en el court? I mean, of course, lo pueden cambiar cada juego, pero...
Of course, I'm taking DeJounte Murray as starting point guard. I don't know if I'm putting DeMar DeRozan as a shooting guard or a small forward, because I don't think that Rudy Gay is a starter. I think he's hurt way too often to put him in that situation to play heavy minutes. He gets hurt. He's played like 87 games in the past 2 years, so he's played 1 season in 2 seasons.
We'll see, but his injury was gacha.
Oh yeah, but he's had a history of injuries since he was I mean, in the league, back with Sacramento, it's basically like watching Gilbert Arenas, Derrick Rose unfold. He is a great player, but his injuries held him back. Grant Hill, Amari Stoudemire, players like that who had a lot of potential and very, very good players to start off, but injuries derailed their career. So I think he's at that point of his career where he can be a solid role player, but I don't see him starting on any team playing heavy minutes unless you start him and swap him out for somebody else who play those heavier minutes.
You got two.
So I don't know who I'm going with. Shooting guard or small forward. I like DeMar DeRozan. He's got the height, 6'7", I think, 6'8", possibly. Aldridge, obviously, at the power forward. I think I may put that other player we got from Toronto, Jacob Poeltl, or I think this is how you say his name, as a center because he's a younger. Because Pau Gasol has the same issue. He's old. He doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So I don't know.
Vamos a ponerme a Pau ahí.
Yeah, or unless Pau Gasol comes in, and Jacob kind of bounces that second unit out. So that's a possibility, but I'm still open for that shooting guard position because I'm not sure I know we lost Brandon Paul, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So he's gone as well. Maybe Derek White. I mean.
Yeah. Se miraba bien en el Summer League. Estaba para arriba, para abajo y metiendo todo el vato.
I mean, that's unless we can somehow find a way to manage Beltrons into that 3 and put DeMar at the 2 because he can shoot, but he's also 6'10". I'm not sure if he can handle that small forward position well.
No, pues it'll be interesting. How far do you think the Spurs go right now before any preseason games kick this? No me mientas.
I don't think you can really ever count out the Spurs because we've proven that even with an old team.
Don't give me what you think.
Even with an old team, so I want to say we'll probably be top 4 seed.
Top 4,
I would give us a top 4 because you still got Warriors, you still got the Rockets, and you have a potential good Lakers team. So I'll give us a top 4 seed. Utah with Donovan Mitchell, but I'll give us the top 4 seed.
Yeah.
And I want to say we make it to at least the second round.
At least. I think conference finals are a potential.
I think they are, depending on who we play, though. If we play a team like the Rockets or the Warriors in the first round, or a second round, then that may be a problem.
I mean, don't forget depending on if the Spurs would have won at least one more game, they could have been a third round last year without Kawhi.
Yeah.
Now they had DeMar DeRozan también. So, unfortunately, they played the Warriors, which are the current champs for 3 out of the last 4.
Yep.
So unfortunately, they got swept by the champs. But if the cards had fallen differently, I think they could have gone past the first round and at least into the second round without Kawhi this year. So now if you're adding DeMar DeRozan, I mean, to me, it seems like there's a potential, depending on who they play, to make it to second round, maybe conference finals. No voy a decir nada después de eso, pero...
Yeah. Especially, it's interesting to see if we play the Rockets in that round, how Melo will come into play, and if Chris Paul can stay healthy. So if that can happen, then maybe we might be in trouble.
Si necesitas un fisioterapeuta, aquí vato te tengo. Te doy mi número después de esto.
In Texas.
Llámame. Aquí vato, nomás 2 horas. Aquí estoy en San Antonio. Márcame.
So that's if Chris Paul is out and Melo doesn't produce like he did with OKC. Really, I think he averaged like 15 points as opposed to his average of like 25 to 27.
Yeah.
So if he does that and Chris Paul is hurt, then I think we can get past the Rockets and probably make it to Golden State in the Western Conference Finals.
So. Bueno.
Unless the Lakers take that spot.
I mean, you can never count out a LeBron team.
Mm-mm.
They've been, 8 or 9 straight? No.
9, I think.
No, can't be 9 straight.
I know it's 8. I know 8's there. I'm not sure about the 9th one.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, straight. He has a streak of making it to the finals, so you can never take a team that.
And he did it last year when I don't think anybody shot over like 35% other than him. So
we'll see. And he played a whole game.
He played every single minute of
in Game 7, right?
I go with that one. Game 7 against Celtics, which was a nail biter.
Well, you have nails. Some people were streaming at the TV. All right. So going on to the lifting. So we were talking about volume training, heavy lifting versus or lighter loads with heavier resistance, as opposed to a lighter load, or sorry, more volume with a lighter load. But to me, I think it'll depend on what your goals are really. Are you going for aesthetics? Are you in a sport? Are you doing a bodybuilding show? Are you just a bro lift starting off? It depends really to me what route you choose or who you talk to also, right? If you're new to lifting, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Because ¿te acuerdas what you started off with or no? Like how you started when you started lifting?
Even like at 95 to 105 pounds of body weight.
Right. Exactly. Like 100 pounds ago. How long? How many years?
Close to 5.
5 years ago.
I know it's 4, possibly
Yeah, so
4.5.
you gained like what 100 pounds in 5 years?
5 years or so. Yeah.
Right. But I'm still stronger though, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure we're still on the same page.
But you're also lighter now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take it.
So.
I think that's called efficiency whenever you're.
But see, some people go for strength, and I have a little more of the aesthetic look. So.
Bueno.
I
Whatever.
mean, which one do you prefer?
You know,
I'm not naturally strong.
I prefer
so
whatever makes me look better.
Well, I got the better looks.
The tighter shirts and the heavy lifting.
I wear a medium, but when I go shopping, I buy smalls.
You shop at Baby Gap too.
Yeah.
But anyways, but do you remember what your volume was? Did you start off with the heavy? Did you start off with the?
I started off with heavy because obviously as a starter you just think lift heavy weights.
Yeah, but how many repetitions were you getting in? With
it really just depends. I mean, I was probably personally like, I don't know, 5 to 7, 5 to 8, but a lot of other times they would do what they had. I don't know if it's even still a thing at this point, but German volume training, which was basically 10 by 10.
10 by 10.
10 by 10.
Okay.
So I was German. That's what they called German volume training. So I did that a lot, and I'm sure that really did it because obviously we know that overall volume is really the main factor in what it is. Whether you're getting, I guess 1,000 pounds with 50-pound dumbbells or 1,000 pounds with the 70-pound dumbbells with less reps, overall volume would be the deciding gain factor, I guess.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're trying to build for a sport.
Yeah, but in terms of building muscle.
Yeah.
And making gains, I guess. The volume would be the overall driver in that. So,
yeah. Well, hypertrophy, I guess you talk more about hypertrophy rep range, because there's rep ranges, right?
Yes.
Si hablamos de going from starting to the power, the 1 to 2 reps, right, per set.
Yep.
To strength, which is more about like the
6 to
3 to 6 rep range per set, going into hypertrophy, which is more like the 8 to 12 ish. And all these numbers they're not hard set, but they're better known for the rep range in that aspect, right? For the name that you give that, and then endurance wise you go past whatever
15 or so.
Yeah, and excess, past that. Yeah, but it also, I think, depends on the sets. I mean, if you talk volume, you want to do, if you do like, say, hypertrophy between 8 to 10 rep range, but then you still want to do a lot of sets, right? You want to be able to tax the muscle enough. Like some people say don't take it to failure, some people take it to failure. Depending, I've seen more of don't take it to failure with like a power to strength technique that you're using, right? You do like maybe one set of like power of 1 to 5, or to strength, like anywhere to 1 to 5 reps, and then you rest like a good 3 to 5 minutes to recover, right?
Yeah.
Recover the ATP.
Sounds about right.
And then with more hypertrophy, you do like a 30-second to a minute 30-second rest, and then you start your next set. But then you also do a lot more sets with that as opposed to with your power. Because power using more, I would assume you want to use more muscles, right? Because depending on the type of lift as well,
Yeah.
that's going to change. So there's a lot of variables with what you use for why. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose it's kind of like I guess if you're going with the deadlift and you're gonna do a deadlift, most people, at least generally speaking, try to do the heavy deadlifts. Obviously, you see those guys that are jacking up and slamming down 3-4 plates at a time.
Like me.
So for that for that type of exercise, I personally think that I guess heavier ones would be better because you're using it's a compound movement. You have more muscle groups involved. There's more to it than something like lateral raise that's specifically targeting one muscle. You're obviously not lifting 400-pound dumbbells like you would lift a 400-pound deadlift.
Right.
So I think for me at least, quality is definitely the most important.
Oh yeah. Form. You don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
Ever.
And I think that's something that I'm still learning to kind of master, but I've definitely learned a lot over the years, and specifically this year. But I think that form, while still maintaining a heavy enough load to push yourself, because if you can get to like 10 reps and stop your set and say, shit, I could have done more, it's probably too light.
Yeah. And ahorita, I just go by feel. I don't do a lot of no sigo like 5 sets of 10 or 5 sets of 12. I just put on the resistance that I can get a good time frame, like anywhere between, like typically I try to keep my time under tension around 45 seconds to a minute. So I'll choose a resistance where I can get a few good reps in to where I can fall within that rep range, and I'll do that like 5-6 sets for volume, especially for my calves, because I'm working on my calves. Calf game is weak. So I'm working on that, and I just do like, in total with all the calf exercises, I probably end up doing like anywhere between like 12 to 15 sets of calves. Pero I'll do the resistance. It'll vary. I mean, it'll vary resistance and it'll vary sets, but the time under tension for every set, I keep it at around like 45 seconds to a minute. I try at least. I don't count it, but I try to.
Yeah, I don't think I've been counting my reps. I think for sure I try to do 4 to 5 sets of everything, but I definitely have not been counting my reps. I've been going based off, like you said, feel, trying to get the best quality rep possible.
Yeah.
And that may end up being 7 reps, and that may end up being 8 reps. Sometimes towards the end it may only end up being 4 or 5 reps, but getting the best rep possible is better than getting 10 shitty reps.
And that's for a certain muscle group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing lats. Yeah. For specific exercises.
Yeah. But if I'm doing a compound lift, personally, I'll do like a warm up set of 10 reps or so. In total, I'll do like maybe 8 sets. But like my last 4 to 3 are actual working sets, which are going to be anywhere between like a 1 to 5, 1 to 6 repetitions.
Yeah.
And those I try to get my form. I think about my form and I try to explode up as much as possible, depending on how much percentage of my 1 rep max. Not like my official 1 rep max that I've tested myself, but what I think my 1 rep max could be, because I never take myself to a 1 rep max. So I kind of just incrementally increase, and you don't want to go above like a 10% increase in a week. I think a 10% increase has been shown to be an adequate amount of increase. And of course, if you're a more seasoned lifter like me, you aren't going to go up that much anyways. It's going to take you like a year to go up.
Yeah.
A little.
Once you hit a certain point, it kind of tapers off or slows down, if you will.
Yeah.
You can't be jumping from. I remember the first time that I hit 2 plates on my deadlift, and I was super happy. And now I'm at 4 occasionally on trap bar deadlift or the hex bar deadlift. So I remember when I got that, but at this point, obviously the struggle between either weight gain, strength gain, or something, but that is pretty much around a 400-pound, I guess, max deadlift.
Pero no llores.
No. We're getting 500.
Ah, míralo.
We're getting 500.
Míralo. ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo? Te pongo la pinche cámara. Te compro Whataburger después.
I didn't say today.
Nah.
There's no way I'm getting it today.
Hoy te voy a enseñar cómo hacer un pinche deadlift.
My max, or I guess my heaviest one was 415 a couple weeks ago, so there's absolutely no way I'm jumping up, 85 pounds like that.
Bueno. Alright. Anything else to add? So we'll go lift right now. We'll record for the YouTube channel. Vamos para hacer, ¿cómo se dice? Filmear. How do you say film? I was going to say recordar.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
Grabar. Vamos a grabar.
There you go.
Para el YouTube ahorita. Ponemos la video en una semana o dos o cuando me dé la gana. Y de ahí le seguimos.
Cuando tenga el pinche tiempo.
Ándale. Nada más.
No.
Bueno.
So I'm gonna try to be more active on that Facebook. I know I've been, or not been on it as much.
See, you said you wanted to put some articles on there.
Yeah, articles.
Interesting articles. I think that'd be a good idea. So anyone that wants to, that's interested in getting some good articles by the our basketball FAN-alist and
FAN-alist. But I don't do the research studies. I get these research studies from other people with PhDs who do this for a living. So
yeah, because you're too busy podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. So I got other things to worry about.
Ándale. Bueno, on the Facebook we'll try to add a little bit more of those articles, courtesy of Victor, and then we'll have the YouTube videos up. So that's it for this week's podcast. Gracias.
Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Do Instagrams and.
Yeah, yo soy Juanito y este es Víctor. Y a mí me puedes encontrar en Juanito.LeijaLift1 en el Instagram.
Yo Victor Leija _
Victor Leija _ todo guacha el pinche nombre. En Facebook también, Facebook, YouTube y podcast, somos LeijaLift. En el podcast lo tengo en mi Instagram y en el YouTube. Hay una link también en la banner donde está el nombre de LeijaLift. Ahí nos encuentras en el podcast también. And you can find us on iTunes. What else? iTunes, I think Stitcher, Google Play, and I think those are, and maybe Spotify as well. Bueno, nosotros somos LeijaLift y ahorita vamos a ir a levantar pesas y le voy a enseñar a Victor cómo hacer deadlift con ganas.